Howdy, 8th grade. Today we're going to be looking at linear inequalities, and that means it's going to be inequalities where we have two variables instead of one, which is nice. So we got two things to mess with, an x and a y, and we're also going to be able to put this on a graph. So these are going to be graphable, not on a number line, but an actual like Cartesian plane two-dimensional graph. So just to kind of show you what this looks like, I'm going to write one, and we're going to look at a couple points to see if they work or not, so if they are solutions or not. So I'm going to start off with the very simple example. We can pick a different color than this, which is going to be y is greater than 5x minus 1. Y is greater than 5x minus 1. Let's look at this. And so if I plug in, my question is going to be is 4 a solution? So I'm going to look right here, reminder that that right there is my y, and the first number is the x. So I'm just going to plug those in, and I get 4 is greater than 5 times 0 minus 1. I'm wondering if this is a solution, so I have 4 is greater than 5 times 0 is 0, minus 1 is negative 1, and that is true, so it is a solution. I can also check, I'm going to ask, is 4 0 a solution? So now I'm going to plug in the numbers, but this time 4 is x and 0 is y. So I get 0 is greater than 5 times 4 minus 1, which is going to give me 0 is greater than 19, which is false. And if it's false, that means not a solution. So moving forward even more, I now know that how we can check points to see if they're solutions, but it's going to be very, very useful to be able to graph this. So if we graph, we can see all solutions. So I'm going to write that down, graphing lets us see all solutions. So let's graph one of these and see what we get. So the one that I want to graph is going to be y is greater than or equal to negative 3/4 x minus 3. So let me make a graph real quick. All right, so here's my graph. Friendly reminder, the second number here is going to be my y-intercept. So that would be negative 3 here. And then this first number would be my slope, which is negative 3/4, which means if I run, it's rise over run, rise negative 3, I can run 4. So that'd be down 1, 2, 3, and over 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. And I can also go the other way. Or if I go up 3, I go back 4 right here, and that will be my line. Just like that. A quick note, my line here would be solid if I have less than or equal to or greater than or equal to, and we'd actually have a dotted line if we just have greater than or less than. So I have my line on my graph, and now what I need to do is I need to color in a side of it. So we're going to color in the side that works. So I'm going to pick a point. I really like to use 0, 0. 0, 0 is the best one to use because it's really easy to plug in. And I'm going to plug that in real quick, and I'll get 0 is greater than or equal to negative 3/4 of 0 minus 3, which tells me that 0 is greater than or equal to negative 3, which is true, which means that that side of my line works. And if that side of my line works, I want to color it in, just like this. And that would be how I graph this line. So we color in the side that is true. All right, we're going to look at one more quick example. And that example is going to be, if I can find it written down here. There it is. So we are going to have 16x plus 4y is greater than 8. So 16x plus 4y is greater than 8. And I know I'm going to want to graph this. Well, it's kind of hard to graph right now. So I know it's easy to graph if I solve for y, because I'm going to be in point slope form. So I'm going to try to do that. So I'm going to start by subtracting 16x from both sides. And that'll leave me for y is greater than 8 minus 16x. Now, to get y alone, I just need to divide by 4, which I'm going to do to both sides, leaving me finally with y is greater than 2 minus 4x, and to get it into slope-intercept form like I want, it'll be y is greater than negative 4x plus 2. So that right there is what I want to graph. And to do that, I'm going to make another plane real quick. And I want to make sure, as I do this, it'll hold everything I need. So I know the y-intercept's 2. So just making sure it goes up to 2 and goes a little ways in each direction. So my first point, like I said, is the y-intercept, which is 2, which will be right here. And I also have my slope of negative 4, which means it will go over 1 and down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 will put me right here. That's a very steep line, but that's okay. And if we look right here, this does not have an equal sign, so that means it's going to be a dotted line. If in one dimension with one variable, we would have an open circle. In 2, we're going to have a dotted line. If we had a closed circle, we would have a closed line. So I'm going to draw my dotted line right here. It's going in both directions, and now I need to see which side of the line it goes on. So I need to pick a point. I really like 0, 0, so I'm going to go for it. I'll have 0 is greater than negative 4 times 0 plus 2, which tells me 0 is greater than 2, which is false. So if it's false, it means not on the side with 0, 0. So the other side is the side I should color in, which would be right here. I color that in, and that is my finished graph. Just like that, I'm done. So that's all we got for today, is that we are graphing these wonderful, wonderful things. If it has the phrase or equal to in it, then it's going to be a closed line. Otherwise, it's going to be a dotted line. And we're going to pick a side of the line, pick a point on that side, test it. If it works, we color it in. If it doesn't work, we color in the other side. Just like that, we're all good to go. I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day.